This is part 4 of my Gentle Yoga for a Healthy Back series. It's a yin yoga practice. Please make sure you have towels, blankets. If you have yoga blocks, grab those as well. If you don't, not a big deal. Just make sure you have lots of towels, pillows, etc. Our tuning in posture is puppy dog. Puppy pose, puppy dog. I like to pat my knees. Now place a towel underneath your knees and come to a kneeling position. Walk your hands out as far as you can, keeping the hips directly over the knees. And then place your forehead on the floor. If this is too deep of a stretch across the front of your chest and your shoulders, this is where the blocks will come in handy. So place the block directly underneath your forehead. And then walk your hands back out again. So I personally prefer it without the block. You try either one. I'm going to start the timer. It's 2 minutes we're going to be in this posture. Close your eyes. Begin to observe the path of your breath, the flow of your breath, the quality of your breath. Bring your awareness now to the sensations in your body. Your focus now to the sounds inside of the room, just noticing them. The sounds outside of your space. Now to the thoughts that might be racing through your mind. As you allow everything to go, the sounds outside, the sounds inside, your thoughts, as you fully become present on the mat. Coming out of the pose, bring your hands closer to your chest and help yourself up. Sitting in Vajrasana just for a few breaths. Remove the blanket from underneath your knees, your towel, and place it to your side. Coming down onto your belly, lying flat on your belly. Moving into Sphinx pose. Sphinx pose, place the elbows either directly beneath your shoulders or just slightly in front of the shoulder. But try to get that the elbows are shoulder width apart. And a great way to measure that would be just to grab the opposite elbow with the hand and make sure that it's shoulder width. We are going to be in this pose for 2 minutes. Lift your chest and your heart, shining your sternum if it were a flashlight up to the ceiling. Once you have found the edge in this posture, you can close your eyes. I like to place a block in front of me here so that I can rest my forehead on the block. Now I'm going to start the timer. It's 2 minutes. Close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. If not, then just at least have your eyes at a soft gaze downward, inward. This helps us to make the transition inward. It helps us to remove any distraction from what's going on outside of us. And try to find stillness and to relax something. If you are feeling some pain, discomfort in your lower back area, then remove the block and even come down to what's called a crocodile, just simply stacking your palms one on top of each other. You might find that that's enough stretch in the front of your back and enough compression into your lower back. We have about another minute to go. You could also change the height of the block. If you become distracted, just focus on your breath. Come out of the posture. Remove the block. Come to crocodile. This is again where you're going to just simply stack your palms, rest your forehead on your palms, bend your knees, and just swish as if this is a windshield wiper, moving your legs side to side. Bring the legs to the center, straighten the legs, and just pause for a moment. Gently bring yourself up onto all fours. Next posture is thread the needle pose. Once again, I like to pad my knees. You may like to do the same. Come to kneeling. Walk the hands out in front of you. And bring your right arm underneath your left. And this is where we thread the needle. The knees are directly underneath the hips. If you have the right arm underneath, try to extend that left arm straight out and rest the side of your head on the floor. I'm already starting to feel like I'd like to place another blanket at the side of my head to be a little bit more comfortable. So you may want to do the same. So thread the right arm underneath. This feels a lot better for me. Now that I've found my edge, I'm going to start the timer. Another 2 minutes. Close your eyes. Remember, in the yin practice, it's important that we find our edge in the pose. And then once we've done that, we find the stillness. There are, of course, a couple reasons why you may want to come out of the pose. And the first one being that you are experiencing some pain in the pose, some numbness, tingling. If that's the case, then you have gone too far, you've gone beyond your edge. Second reason you may find yourself coming out of the pose is you're actually going deeper. You'll be feeling a wonderful stretch along the back of your shoulder, on the right shoulder. Just breathe into the pose. Coming out of the pose, bring your left arm in and help yourself come up. Sit in Vajrasana just for a moment before we move on to the second side. And I'm rolling my shoulders. It's really up to you. Listen to your body. What is your body telling you to do? So that's what I'm just doing. I'm just moving the way my body's telling me to move. I invite you to do the same before we move on to the second side. Come to kneeling. I'm going to just shift my position. Bring the left arm underneath, threading the needle. Bringing the right arm up by your ear. And find your edge. Take a few moments to find your edge. And then I'll start the timer. Close your eyes. Come back to your breath. One of the most difficult parts of the yin practice is being still, being quiet. But a yin practice is a great practice to add to your regular practice of an active yang practice. It's a wonderful time to just simply be. This is also adding a nice gentle twist to our back. So getting some movement into our spine. First pose we did was a gentle back bend. Now we've got a nice twist. Bring the right arm into you and press yourself up and come to Vajrasana. Once again, close your eyes, move, close your eyes. I always invite you to close your eyes so that you can listen to your body as it tells you to move in whatever way it feels it needs. That's what I'm doing. And just pause for a moment. Begin to blink your eyes open. Remove the props to the side. We're going to come to a reclined twist. Have your towels, your blocks, and your blankets near you. Lying down on your back. Bring the knees, so start with bringing the arms out to a T. Bring the knees into your chest and gently lower the knees to your left. Looking over your right shoulder if that's available. If it's not available to you, look straight up if that feels better on your neck, or even look over your left shoulder. So find the position of with your head and neck that you can stay for another 2 minutes. I'm going to place a towel at the outside of my knees. You can't see it, but on the other side there's a lot of space between my knees. So I'm going to use a towel to help prop up and support my legs. Got the timer, I'm going to set it for 2 minutes. And close my eyes. A little deeper twist than what we first did in our thread the needle pose. When I'm quiet and there's silence, that's the time you might find your mind wandering. That's perfectly natural and normal. And when that does happen, try to bring your attention back to your breath or the sensations in your body. It's okay to notice the thoughts, but would prefer for you not to focus on any one particular thought, to just let the thoughts come and go. Bring your head looking up straight to the ceiling and then bring the knees to the center. Hug the knees into your chest. Bring the arms back out to a T. Gently lower the knees to your right as you look over the left. And on this side you can see how when I'm twisted, I have this space between my thighs and the floor, and I don't like how that feels. So this is where I'm placing the towel to support my thighs. You may also feel a nice extra deeper stretch if you rest your right hand on the outside of your left thigh. That's just an option. You may simply like to keep your arms out at a T. Starting the timer once again for 2 minutes. And take your time to find your edge and then settle in. The yin practice, it's not so much about how the pose is supposed to look, it's more how do you feel in the pose. A reminder that if you feel any pain, to adjust the pose. You may still feel some discomfort as far as a stretch, and that's okay. But no pain, please. No numbness. I like to be quiet. I like to be still. To give you an opportunity to be with yourself. To not be distracted by my voice. Bring your knees back to the center. Hug your knees. And then once again, I invite you to move the body in how you feel you need. I'm just circling my hips, got my hands using that, and then I'm going to circle in the opposite direction. I'm just rolling side to side and a nice massage on my back. But please do what feels comfortable, what you feel your body's calling you to do. We're going to move on to banana pose. So move your props to the side. Straighten your legs out. Bring your left leg out to the left side. And bring your right leg to meet your left. I am trying to create a shape of a banana on my right side. Begin to inch your upper body over to the left. Again, trying to create the shape of a banana on the right side. Excuse me. You may feel that this is where you want to stay, feeling a nice stretch all along the side of your body. I like to bring my right ankle on top of my left. So this is someplace you may like to be, but also, depend upon what's happening on my right side, I like to place some towels on the right side to help support me. I'm going to bring my left arm up. You may like to do that. And then I'm going to bring my right arm up, deepening the stretch along now my armpit, my lats, all the way down my side, my hip, my IT band. I've found my edge. Now I'm going to start the timer. 2 minutes. A technique that we use sometimes to keep us focused in the present moment is to count the seconds of our inhale and exhale. So you may want to inhale to a 4 count and exhale just a little longer to a 6 count. So lengthening your exhale just by 2 counts. So we don't have to worry about the time. We have that going. So you can just focus on counting your inhale and your exhale, making the exhale just a couple seconds longer. Not rushing your breath in any way. As you come out of the posture, start by bringing your arms down to your side. Removing any props you may have placed at the side of your hip. And coming back to neutral position. I'm going to do a full body stretch and just kind of move side to side. I'm going to hug my knees into my chest. But please, I truly invite you to do whatever you feel you'd like to do before we go to the second side. You're welcome to follow me as I just circle my knees. Moving on to the second side, bring your legs straight out in front of you. Bring the props, you may need them, to the opposite side. Walk your right leg out. Bring the left leg to meet it. If you cross the ankles on the other side, make sure you do that on this side. Begin to prop yourself up on the left side and inch your upper body over to the right as much as you can. Bring the arms up by your ear if that's what you did on the first side. But if you feel that this is beyond your edge, you can prop the left arm by either placing a blanket or blocks or a pillow. I'm going to start the timer. Hopefully you have found your edge. If not, then just pause the video so that you can find your edge. Another technique I like to use to keep me present and in the moment is to use a mantra. Mantra, simply a phrase that you might repeat. Some of my favorite mantras are just simply repeating, I am grateful, and then filling in the blank with what I am grateful for. I am grateful for life. I am grateful for my health. I am grateful for my yoga practice. So the next few minutes in silence, I will offer you that simple mantra. I am grateful. Begin to come out of the pose nice and slow. Take your time. Bring your arms down if they were up by your ear. Remove the props if you had any. And come back to a neutral position with your legs straight. Once again, doing whatever feels right for you. I'm going to bring my knees in towards my hips. Walk my feet out. And do some windshield wiper. This is what my body's calling me to do. Bring the knees back up to the center. Walk your knees and feet together. Just pause. Roll on to your side. Press yourself up. Moving on to caterpillar pose. It's a seated forward fold. Grab your blocks, your towels, your blankets. Extend your legs out in front of you. This may already feel uncomfortable in your lower back. And then this is where I'm going to invite you to sit on a blanket or a towel. So if you're feeling already some discomfort in your lower back just by sitting here, and you're noticing that your back is rounded, you do need to sit on something. Just take it and sit towards the edge of the blanket so that it helps to tilt your pelvis forward. So that should alleviate some of the pain and pressure on your lower back. Once you have accomplished that, take a look at your legs. And if you notice that your knees are far away from the floor, that's simply because you have some very tight hamstrings. So take your towels and place them underneath your knees so that you are supporting the back of your knees. We're going to forward fold. So once you have propped accordingly, sit it on the blanket, have some support behind your knees, fold forward. So this is where I'm going to take my blocks and place them between my legs so that I can fold forward and rest my forehead on the block. So this is my edge here, and you can see that I'm still quite a ways from the block. I'm going to take another towel, fold that up to meet me. And this feels like I have found my edge. I've got my head supported. I'm going to place my arms by my side with my palms up. And I feel like I can stay here for 2 minutes. So take a few moments to do that, just what I did. And I will start the timer. This pose, a forward fold, you should feel an opening and stretching happening all the way from your heels up the back of your legs, your lower back, middle back, upper back, all the way to the base of your skull. Opening the back line, fascia. Our poses today, in the beginning we did a back bend with our Sphinx pose, our puppy pose. We did a gentle twist, thread the needle, and a deeper twist with the reclined pose. We did a lateral stretch with our banana pose. Now a forward fold. Moving the spine in all its directions for a healthy back. Come out of the pose. Use your hands to help press you up. Remove the props. Slide your hands behind you. Inhale and lift your chest as you arch your back. Exhale and release. 2 more times. Inhale. So this helps to counter pose. This is a counter pose, this back bend. We were in a forward folded position. And now we're moving into the back bend. Bring your legs into a nice cross-legged position. We're going to do a seated cat-cow. Inhale. Arch your back, lift your chest. Exhale, round your back, blow all the air out, chin to chest. 1 more. Inhale, lift, arch. Exhale, round, release. Just some simple seated twists, some dynamic movements. Inhale and lengthen, exhale and twist. Inhale back to the center. Exhale, twist to the other side. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Our final posture for the day, my favorite, Shavasana. Lying down, flat on your back. Either having the legs straight or placing the blocks underneath to help support your knees. Lying down, flat on your back. I'm going to set the timer for 5 minutes. I'll be in Shavasana for 5 minutes. Make sure you're completely comfortable and warm. It's important to be warm as well. So if you have a blanket, you may take the time to cover yourself with the blanket. A 5-minute timer going for us. Bring the arms out to the side. Palms up. Receiving gesture. Palms down. You may feel like you need a little bit more grounding today, so palms down, may be what you choose today. As always, it is your choice. Begin to notice the energy, the sensations in your body. Do you notice any difference from when we first started? Perhaps you're feeling a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more open. I know I am. Has the quality of your breath changed? Resist the temptation to focus on your thoughts. Instead, focus on your breath, sensations in your body, or going back to a mantra. One of my other favorites is 3 simple statements. I let go of what was. I surrender to what is. I have faith in what will be. I let go of the past, of what was. I surrender to what is, to the present moment. I have faith in what will be, to the future. I have let it go, and I have faith it will be what it's meant to be. I let go. I surrender. I have faith. I let go of fear. I let go of insecurities. I let go of past hurts. What do you need to let go of? Slowly begin to blink your eyes open if they were closed. Wiggling your fingers, your toes, moving your ankles, your wrists, your head and your neck. Removing any prop that's underneath your knees. Roll onto your side, keeping your gaze at a soft cast downward. So looking down, coming to an easy seated pose, Sukhasana. Placing your hands either palms down, palms up, or even in front of your heart in prayer, slightly bowing your head as we seal our practice. Begin to bring your head upright to neutral with your eyes open. Thank you for joining me today. Have a wonderful day.